What's up, everybody? It's Alec here with Team Miyagi, bringing you a deck profile. Today I'm going to be profiling off Raditz. I think this deck, as weak as it was up until set 9, I think it got a huge boost with with some of the new cards from set 9, namely the super combo, obviously. And let me just zoom in so we can see a better look at the leader here. When this card attacks a leader card, your opponent chooses one card from their hand and sends it to the warp. And then activate main once per turn, look up to 5 cards from the top of your deck, then choose one red or green Raditz, Vegeta, or Nappa card among them. Add it to your hand, shuffle your deck. And if you added a card to your hand, choose one card from your hand and place it in your drop. And then when your life's at 4 or less, choose one energy, switch it to active, and flip him over. And on the back, Raditz Brotherly Hate. It has the same auto as the front, where when he attacks leader, your opponent warps a card from a hand. And then once per turn, activate main, choose up to one red or green Saiyan card in your battle area, and it gets 5,000 for the turn. An additional 5,000 power for the turn. And you're probably wondering, like, this deck has no draw power. And that's not really true. It does. It's just in the form of battle cards, not like leader ability. Raditz Ruthless Adversary. I played it at 3. It's a really nice card. You don't really want to play it turn 1 just because it's kind of weak turn 1. But basically when you play him, if your leader is Raditz, which it is, you can draw 1 card for every 2 non-black cards in your opponent's warp. Or choose 1 card in your life, add it to your hand, then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 1 and KO it. So it self-awakens and it also helps you draw. And you're going to be sending cards to the warp, obviously, because your leader's effect, as well as some of the other cards that are in this deck. So it's just nice synergy overall. Another card to help you draw would be, I run 3 Raditz Sane in Arms. When you play him, you draw a card. It's an auto. And then activate man for 1 red and 1 green. You can place this card in the drop, and if your leader card's a green Saiyan card, choose up to 1 Vegeta card and 1 Nappa with energy cost 2 or less and 10,000 power from your deck. Send them to the warp, then shuffle, and then at the start of your next main phase, you just play those 2 cards that you chose. So that's really nice. I usually use it just for the draw. 9 times out of 10, the Vegeta and Nappa cards that I already have in play. So there's no point in really adding it. But again, it's just there for the draw. And then if you can't find what you need in terms of Vegetas and Nappas, then you could just do that second effect there. We're running 3 Vegeta the Cruel. It's a grabbable off the leader. Unfortunately, it's not playable off the Raditz we just looked at, but you can grab it off the leader's effect. Counterplay, just play the card, and then it gets reduced to 2 if you have a multicolor card in energy, which you're going to. And then when you play it during your opponent's turn, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost 4 less, KO it, and then they warp a card, which helps further boost that 1-drop Raditz we looked at that helps you draw. So, 3 Vegeta Royal Prince. I mean, it's grabbable off that Raditz as well as the Nappa that we have in this deck. It's just a nice card to have turn 2, just to apply some pressure. You take a life, activate main, take a life, and it gets 5,000 power and critical for the turn. So 15k critical on turn 2 is kind of scary. Again, just to apply more pressure and kind of avoid them from grabbing a hand. I'll run 3 Chi-Chi Motherly Majesty. This card is really good in this deck because we are going to be running multicolor, a lot of multicolor red-green cards. And her effect is if you have 2 or more red-green multicolor cards in energy, which you're going to have, when you combo with her, you just draw a card. So, again, more draw power, which is really nice. I mean, it's not really spice, but it's just a nice addition that I don't really see often, is Frenzy Warrior Piccolo. It's got critical, or it's got deflect, I'm sorry, critical, what am I talking about? It has a bond 3 of when you play this card, you choose one, your opponent chooses 2 cards from their hand and places them under your Dr. Wheelo Lab, which that's not the effect you're going to do. The effect that you're going to do is your opponent chooses 2 cards from their hand and sends them to the warp. Again, sending cards to the warp, boosting that draw power of that 1-drop Raditz. It's just nice to rip their hand away. And then we run 2 Hidden Power East Supreme Kai, just to give the cards that we have double strike. That's like the one thing that this deck is really missing, is just that stopping power of double strike or triple strike or anything like that. So I threw in 2 just to see how it runs. These were the Raditz that went against like manipulating energy. But that card was in the energy more times than not. But I feel like the East Supreme Kai is a better fit for this deck. For our multicolors, we run 3 of the Broly Energy Buddy. Obviously, its energy exhaust is negated when you have red, green, and energy. We run 3 of Raditz, Arrival of the Invader. This card has a 1 cost combo, but if you have a red, green multicolored card in your energy, it gets reduced to 0. So it's a 0 cost when you have a red, green, and energy, which you're going to. Which is nice. It's a nice target for arrival plays, which we do have in this deck. But then if you ever have to play it, when you play it, your opponent reveals their hand, then you choose up to 1 battle card in their hand with 35,000 power or less and send it to the warp, and then he gains critical for the turn. It's a nice turn for a play if you have nothing else to do, but 9 times out of 10 you're just going to be using it for the combo power for the arrival. We also run 3 of Nappa, Vegeta's Underling. This card is decent. It's okay. I tend to use it more for energy than anything, but it's still nice to have to play if you need to grab like some of those cards, because you can do his effect. This card can be KO'd by your opponent's skills first off, which is really nice. And then when you play this card, you may choose 1 card in your hand and place it in the drop. And if you do, look at the top 10 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 2 red or green Raditz or Vegeta cards with energy costs of 3 or less among them, and add them to your hand. So it really can grab the Vegeta, Vegeta the Cruel. It can grab the 1-drop Raditz if you need that draw power right away. It's just nice to have that energy option as well. And then for more of our arrival plays, we run 4 of the new super combo. And this is the card that I think helped make this deck as powerful as it is. This super combo is crazy nuts. When you combo with it, if your leader card's red or green, at the end of the battle in which you combo with it, you just play it for free. So I mean, and that's crazy. It's red green, so it helps you do the arrival plays. It's a Nappa, so you can search it off the leader, off of the Raditz, and it's just a nice card. And like I said, I think it's what made the deck as good as it is. And it's kind of sad that we had to wait that long for it, but we have it now, and that's all that matters. For our arrival plays, we run 2 Fighted Kaioken Son Goku. He's an arrival red-green. And you can only have 1 of them in your can be played in a battle area at a time. But once return activate main, you choose 1 card into life, add it to your hand, and then if your life is 3 or less, and your leader card's a Saiyan card, which it is, he's going to gain double and dual for the turn. It's a really nice play to have, especially early on, because you're going to be taking life and stuff from the Vegeta, the 2-drop Vegeta. We also run 3 of the Gogeta. So this card you can play turn 1. The first attack you can do, if you have this in hand, you can do it. It has double strike. It's a rival for 1 red, which is why I say like your first attack you can play this card if you have the right cards in hand. And then when you play this card, you choose 1 of your opponent's cards with an energy cost 4 or less, KO it, and you can't play him for the rest of the turn. This card's insane. I don't know why I wasn't running it earlier. Probably because I was blind and thinking that the 8 build was the best build of Raditz, but I was wrong. To round off our battle cards, we're obviously running Super Saiyan 3 Scramble. This card is nuts as well. You can add it off the leader, which I think is absurd. It's got an arrival for 3 red and 2 green, which you're going to have. And then when you play it, you choose 1 card in your life, so you crit yourself, but you deal 2 damage to your opponent, which is really nice. Because, say for example, and this is what came up against me, I was playing the new Universe 11 leader against the new Universe 11 Jiren lead, and he had 3 life. I played this, and he wasn't able to do the effect to take life to protect himself. But the other effect is also really good. When your opponent combos with a battle card with an energy cost of 2 or less, you choose up to 1 card in your opponent's combo area and place it in the drop. So, I mean, if they want to play super combos, buy super combos. If they want to play like a Champa, buy Champa, buy Supreme Kaim. Like it kills everything that's 2 or less, and that's crazy. Like yeah, they'll still get the draws off the super combos, but they're not going to get the power, and that's really what matters, especially against this leader, because you can boost him with the Raditz, and then you can use the Supreme Kai for the double strike to just kind of end the game. It's crazy. To help kind of further boost our draw engine with that Raditz, we run 4 of Remote Series Bomb. This card is so good, just because your opponent chooses, and there's no energy cost. So if they have, let's say they're doing successor plays and they play like a Topo, and that's the only card they have because they just got done successoring and then they pass turn after attacking. You play this, Topo's gone, kills your successor chain. It's nuts, and then also, like I said, boosts your draw power. So we run 3 of Focus Breakthrough. This card is good. I'm thinking of dropping it to 2 so I could run one more Shocking Death Ball. But I mean, this card just helps. It's another counterplay to just stop your opponent from playing cards. And then to end the deck, we run 3 of Shocking Death Ball. Like I said, probably gonna take this out, one out for one more of Shocking Death Ball. But either way, it's a good combo of both. But yeah, this deck is crazy good. And I'm excited to keep playing it going down the line. I'm excited to see if they get more indirect support. But yeah, but that's going to do it for this deck profile. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys built it or played it, let me know. Let me know any ideas that you think would be great for the deck. But for now, that's it. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time, guys. Thank you.